What we do here is go back.
Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of The Loop, the show where we walk through the whole process of creating a product from start to finish. In this episode, we're going to answer the fundamental question that you should ask before you build any new product, which is, why should we build this product? The easiest way that I've found to answer that question comprehensively but without spending too much time on it is to create what's called a lean canvas. So in this whole season, we're going to need a project, a client, a customer, some product idea that we're going to be building from start to finish. So I've come up with a fictitious client that we are going to help. It's a company called Rooster, and right now it's just two women with an idea and a big goal. The CEO of this company is a woman named Jessica, and her co-founder and executive chef is a woman named Gabriella. They just started Rooster this year and they've nailed down the basic concept. In short, Rooster helps people get a warm breakfast whenever they need it, wherever they are. You can schedule a breakfast the night before and a cook will make it first thing in the morning. Then a friendly delivery driver will bring it to you wherever you are. It's like a luxury hotel's breakfast room service delivered to wherever you are. And that's actually how Jessica and Gabriella came up with this idea. They worked at a hotel together and said, hey, people love getting breakfast here in the morning and they fill out those little cards at night and then we bring them breakfast up to their rooms in the morning. Why don't we do that outside the hotel? And thus, Rooster was born. So that's the concept that we made up. Now, Jessica and Gabriella have hired us to do their web and mobile product so that they can focus on the operations and food part of their business. So when you want to create a new product, the first question you should always ask yourself and your client is, why are we creating this product? Every truly great product also has a great answer to that question. And it's usually not a list of features or a great new technology stack or that we want to make a lot of money. It's that the product solves a real problem that real people have to deal with. The features and tech are the means, but solving the problem is the end goal. So where I start almost every product build is by asking and answering the following 4 questions. First of all, who is the customer? Second, can we identify any early adopters? Third, what are the problems that they experience which we want to address? And finally, how do they solve those problems today? Together, the answer to those questions become the answer to the more fundamental question of why are we building this product? Now let me step back a bit and share 3 incredibly helpful books if you're interested in this phase of the product build process. The first is The Lean Startup. It's this book right here. The Lean Startup is basically the Bible in the product world, and it changed everything when it came out a few years ago. Side note, I hear he's coming out with a new book this fall, and I'm very excited about that. The second book is Business Model Generation. This book is full of illustrations and it's easy to get through, but it also teaches you a fantastic framework for defining a business model. And finally, Running Lean by Ash Maurya. Now this book is kind of a mashup between the Lean Startup and Business Model Generation. And in the rest of this video, we're going to fill out a tool that was created by Ash Maurya. And that tool is called the Lean Canvas. We're going to fill out the 9 steps of the Lean Canvas together for our fictitious company Rooster. And in doing so, we're going to answer the question, why should we build this product? First and foremost, Rooster. Hot breakfast on demand. That's a little tagline I made up there. Oh, you like that? You like that, Rooster? Yeah. Okay, let's get started. Now, to fill out a Lean Canvas, you can just grab a sheet of paper and draw the 9 boxes and fill it out yourself. That's totally fine, but there is a free online tool that you can use that was actually created by Ash Maurya, and I wanted to show it to you now. So if you go to leanstack.com, and you'll see here you can create a free account. I'm gonna go ahead and create one here for Rooster. And now we're ready to start creating our Lean Canvas. So I'm going to click Create Your First Lean Canvas. Okay, and here we are at the Lean Canvas. So as you can see, they're broken down into 9 different segments and they're labeled in order that Ash recommends that you do them. The first segment is customer segments. Here we want to list our target customers and users. And if you're doing this too, you can always hover over these little question marks up here and you'll get a nice little video where he explains exactly how you're supposed to go through this process. So the customers for Rooster are commuter professionals, small offices for catered breakfasts, early risers, lazy weekenders, And then we can identify our early adopters as anybody who's tech savvy and probably has used Uber Eats before. Okay, and we've filled out our customer segments. Now with those customers in mind, we need to think of the problem. What is the problem that they experience that we are going to try to help solve? The first problem is that making a freshly cooked breakfast is too time consuming. Cooking requires preparation and grocery shopping. And to make breakfast, you have to wake up early. Now, for almost every problem that we can think of, there's always going to be existing alternatives. And it's not necessarily a product, it could also be something that they just do instead of solving the problem. So in this case, one of the existing alternatives to Rooster is simply skipping breakfast. Another alternative is to just eat a breakfast bar or a Pop-Tart. And last, you could always drive through on the way to work. So these are some of the alternatives for using Rooster. I'm sure there's a lot of other ones. Okay, let's talk money. Next, we need to figure out what are the revenue streams for the company. So for Rooster, to keep things simple, we're gonna start with just bagels, bagel breakfast sandwiches. Customers pay $6 per breakfast bagel delivery. One of the real goals with Rooster is to have recurring revenue, so they're gonna offer a subscription model as well. Customers can subscribe for $19 per week to receive a bagel every weekday morning. And you could go on and on with this with all of the different revenue streams, but we're just gonna keep things simple for Rooster. So either you buy a bagel one time only for $6 and it's delivered, or you can buy a subscription for $19 a week and have a bagel every weekday morning. And now the part that we all love as entrepreneurs, the solution. So with Rooster, you can have a hot breakfast delivered to you. You can sign up for a subscription to breakfast and never have to think about breakfast again. Have breakfast delivered every weekday. Or if you run a small business and you want to offer breakfast to your employees, then you can order enough bagels for all of your employees for the day. And now number 5, the unique value proposition. As the Lean Canvas puts it, this is a single, clear, compelling message that turns an unaware visitor into an interested prospect. So let's say, improve your morning by having a warm breakfast delivered to you. And the high-level concept is like the Uber for X or Airbnb for Y. So Rooster is kind of like the hotel room service meets Uber Eats. So now let's move on to channels, which is pretty important. It's how we're gonna actually reach our customers. First, let's pretend like we talked to Jessica and she said that she's gonna be putting up flyers all over a certain target geography where they're gonna launch. And we talked to Gabriella and she's planning on doing some of those top-down food cooking videos, kind of like Tasty from BuzzFeed, and she's going to put those all over social media to spread the word about Rooster. And finally, they're gonna partner with local small businesses and say, if you wanna offer catered breakfast for your employees, we'll give you a discount. Okay, key metrics. Now this is something that we need to list now and we're gonna come back to it way later towards the end of this series. So it's important that we think about this now and then revisit it later to actually make these numbers a little more accurate. But just to ballpark things, they wanna make a good amount of money and they wanna grow pretty fast. So they're planning on reaching $500,000 in annual revenue in just 3 years. Now, Ash Maurya, the creator of the Lean Canvas, suggests that you don't go any further out than 3 years, as anything longer than that is just kind of speculation. Aside from total revenue, I think it'll be also important for Rooster to track how many subscriptions they have, because recurring revenue is one of the best kinds of revenue that you can get in a startup. So their goal is 500 customers who subscribe to receive 5 meals per week in 3 years. So they want to get up to 500 customers. Let's do the math together. So 500 customers at $19 a week is going to be $9,500 per week that they'd have in revenue if they get all 500 customers. And so let's say they go for about 50 weeks. That gets them really close, $475,000 in annual revenue. So basically this target of 500 customers subscribing is excellent because it is perfectly in line with their revenue target. Okay, now let's talk about the cost structure. And this doesn't have to be perfect, but it's important to go ahead and get our initial thoughts on costs down. First, we're going to have technology, infrastructure, and development. And let's just put that at $20,000 per year. Next, Rooster is going to have its internal team of 5 people, including growth, designers, developers, customer support, and operations. That's going to be $375,000 per year. And then they also have to have all the food, and the food is going to be measured per customer. A bagel sandwich for one customer is $2.50. Now we've saved the best for last, the unfair advantage. This is something that your company has that others can't easily copy or buy. Now unfortunately with Rooster, they don't have a special recipe, they don't have any special technology, they really don't have any particular unfair advantage in this market. So it's okay to leave this blank. Now after they launch and they build up their subscriber base, their unfair advantage will be all of the people who are signed up for subscriptions. Because there's a high switching cost. When you have a subscription and you're used to something like this and you get that breakfast bagel every morning, that's going to be something people get used to and continue with. So their unfair advantage eventually is going to be their base of subscribers. But for now, we're going to leave this blank. And there you have it, we have our lean canvas filled out. Now one of my favorite things about doing a lean canvas is that when you're done, you can print it out and on one sheet of paper you've got your entire business model laid out. I've never seen a simpler way to represent a business model. That is pretty cool. So you can see after having walked through all 9 steps that now we have a much clearer picture of the business and of the product that we're going to build. We have a good understanding of our customers. We know which early adopters we're going to target. We know which problems we're going to address and how we're going to address them with our specific solution. And we even know the channels we're going to use to try to reach those customers for our very first marketing push. In just 10 minutes, we have such a clear picture of our business, and I recommend that everybody start this way when you're creating a new product. It's easy, it's fast, and it puts everyone on your team on literally the same page. So now let's answer that all-important question, why are we building this product? We're building this product to help busy people get breakfast in the morning, and so that they have one less thing to worry about before they get out the door and on their way to work. And on top of that, we have a very clear picture of the entire business model, and we can move forward to the next step, which is defining specific user personas and writing out narratives of their customer journey. And that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I had fun making it. Stick with me as we build the rest of Rooster throughout this season, and you'll get to see a product built from start to finish. Thanks for watching. You like that? You like that? Yeah.